just a quick video. Maybe I'll be able to record more today, but I was called out for a tune-up on 2 furnaces and narrow coat on 1 of the furnaces. So when I got here, this light was blinking 3 and 2, so 32. And I just opened up the manual. Low heat pressure switch did not close or reopen. I read through it, and the first thing that I checked was the condensing. Well, I pulled out the pressure switch tubing, and water came out. So next thing I did was I looked at the condensate drain. This is that pressure switch tubing. When I pulled it out, water came, and there was a kink right here where the electrical tape is. So I just cut that out, put it back on, and electrical taped again. I don't think it needs the electrical tape, but I put it back because I took it off. Did my tune-up, checked the surface igniter, made sure the flame sensor was clean, made sure all the pressure switches and the safety circuits were working. I did a combustion test, make sure my results were good, and then I'll move up to the upstairs here to do the same thing again. Here's that kink. It's completely stopping water from flowing. I have it closed up so it's in like its normal operation mode, and I'm just gonna watch it for a little bit and make sure that it stays on and we don't get a code again. But we should be all good. Got the second unit here. Started out with my combustion test because it was already running, and it's better to get it when it's been running for a while than to get it at startup. And now I'm going to start testing everything else. So I finished up that gas furnace call with the 2 gas furnaces and got to my next call, which was a leak coming from the boiler, and he canceled when I got to the door. So I'm on my way now to install that new heat exchanger cover plate on the Weill McLain Ultra 3. Hopefully that goes smoothly. Just called the customer to make sure I could do it today. He said yes, so I'll be doing that, and after that I'll be replacing a Carrier, I believe it's a Carrier ECM blower motor that Mike and Peter were at. So hopefully that goes well too. Here's that Weill McLain again, and this is the new cover plate. So typical start as with the service, turn the unit off, turn the gas off, air silencer comes off, this gas connection has to go, and then all the electrical connections, because I have to pull this entire assembly off to be able to change out that plate. Just opened up the new one while I wait for this to cool down a little bit. There's the reason that I need to replace it. It came with a new sight glass, new hardware, and new gaskets, so putting on new, and once it cools down I'll unbolt these, and then I'll connect this up and tighten it back up to sequence. Here's the new one all set up. The orientation of this right here matters because it has a little cutout for the smart ignition. But yeah, I put the thing back on, new bolts for this as well, gasket, and I'm just gonna attach it and tighten it up. Finished up with that. It was pretty straightforward, just taking the panel off and the parts and putting it all back together. I'm on my way now to do that air handler blower motor, which is an ECM motor, and it should be fairly simple, so hopefully I'll get to record some of that. Here's that air handler. I'm gonna pull out the fan assembly, take the motor out, put in the new one. Just gonna clean that off with a little scratchy paper and then hook the fan puller up and pull it out. And I got that blower motor in. It took me about an hour. It was really stubborn getting it off of getting the motor off the fan, but it's in now. Just waiting for the customer to turn the unit on and start it up. Make sure it's not squealing or anything like that. Finish that up. It took me a while to get that fan off that blower motor. It was so stuck. I mean, I even sanded it down with the grit cloth and hit it with penetrating oil, and I ended up breaking my puller, which probably is because it's a cheap one, but still, that was tough. But I got it in. It's working now. We didn't even know if that was the issue. The guy just wanted us to put in the blower motor.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
So that's what we did, and it was the issue. Had to look at another unit there too.
Go past this light.
Thermostat wasn't getting power.
Turn left.
It just wasn't mounted on the wall properly. So that was simple. Now I'm going to pilot out on the furnace. Probably won't record. It's probably just going to be a thermocouple, I hope. But I was there a month ago-ish, and I tested the thermocouple. I don't remember what I got, but I know it was good enough that I didn't need to replace it. But maybe it just now went bad. That doesn't seem like that's how thermocouples work, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully it's not the gas valve. So that ended up being just a thermocouple. I cleaned off the pilot burner too, just because, but what an amazing service. He let me sit in his Z28 Corvette Camaro, and oh, that was so cool. That's my absolute dream car. I hadn't even seen one in person, just seen them like passing by on the road, and oh, that was so cool. That was like, today has to be one of the coolest days ever. It's so nice. But that's it for today. Done with all my service calls. Heading back to the office to pick up Peter and take him home. It was a good day. I didn't have any issues. And I got to sit in the Z28 Camaro. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Hey.
Look at these boys causing traffic. Causing traffic, Mr. Pipe Doctor. Look at this boy, white lining. Too many sippy cups. Mr. Mikey! I know, that's Daniel's son. Daniel's son! Ew!